And we're live. Welcome back. Back. Live again. Live once again from our studio. The Don't Think Too Hard podcast. The podcast brought to you by Andre, Johnny, Patrick, and myself, Matchy. Andre, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm pretty good enough, man. Tired of shit. But you know what? You gotta dedicate yourself to this thing.
Right? 100%. Rule number 1, we're not touching the mics today.
No mic touching. No mic touching. That's the one goal. One of these days, if it doesn't get better today, I'm gonna get someone to stand right there with like a Nerf gun or some shit, and they have to shoot me every time I touch the mic.
Oh yeah, that's just the process of getting better. Pain and suffering. Anyways, Andre, I want to bring something to your attention.
Hit me.
Something actually hilarious that I found out. Well, not really hilarious. More so, okay. So Josephine, she has a really good friend, right?
Okay.
And he just started watching footy.
Okay.
Because of COVID and stuff like that, he got super into it.
Okay.
And I asked him, I'm like, oh, that means you had a clean slate. Mm-hmm. What team did you pick to support? He's like, oh, I'm a Gunners fan. Mm-hmm. I was like, you had every team possible you could have picked to be your team, and you picked that. Listen,
man, when Arsenal are at their best, there are very few teams that play smooth like butter like they do, bro. When they're at their best, they play footy unrivaled in beauty. Okay.
I was thinking, and it's like Henry. Mm-hmm. He screwed over entire generations.
Why?
Just because of his abilities and the amount of his lovely persona made so many people attached to Arsenal.
It wasn't only him, bro. That team was legendary. That team was one of the best teams ever created. You don't understand? We were at a point where our friendlies weren't even against club teams. They were like, yo, we might have to play Brazil. That's how high profile and at the top we were back in the day.
Yeah.
So that's not just him. He's definitely part of it, but you're forgetting Vieira, Ashley Cole before he was a snake, Gilberto Silva, Pires, Bergkamp, all these mans.
Oh.
What a team.
And now what do you guys have?
What a team.
Now you have Martinelli.
Nasty. Gold medal winner.
Oh,
champion.
Yeah, true.
He's a champion. Don't you forget.
So, Andre.
Yeah.
We're just beating around the bush. I'm just going to jump in and say it.
Say it.
Lionel Messi isn't a Barcelona player.
Nope.
Hasn't been for a few months now, but I think now it's official. He had a press conference last night, 6 p.m., where he essentially cried.
Cried like a little bitch. Yep.
What? He essentially cried, thanked the club for everything they've done for him. A few questions for you, Andre.
Yep.
Does Barcelona retire number 10? At what level does Messi get honored by the club? Because he can't walk for nothing. Like, sure, he can walk for nothing now. Mm-hmm. At the end of his career, if Barcelona don't do something for him, whether that's renaming the stadium after him, I think a statue is the least they can do.
Yeah.
And then probably retire the greatest number in arguably their club's history. Because you had the likes of Maradona going through the 10. Dino. Messi.
Yeah, but see, that is why I feel like they can't, or they are not. Well, I don't think they're going to, first and foremost. But I don't think they can because...
Well, they can because of La Liga rules, but they could internally within the club just be like, no one's getting number 10.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't think they're going to do that for two reasons. One, like you just said, it's been a long line of like world-class players that have been wearing this number, so I think their idea is for that to kind of continue.
But have those players done what Messi did for them? Like, Dino is arguably one of the funnest players to ever watch, but he doesn't have the pedigree that Messi
I'm not
achieved.
Talking about anything. I'm just saying, world-class players down the line, one by one by one. Messi is, yes, each one was better than the last. I don't even want to say that because Dino is Dino. I don't even put him in this conversation. But we're not going to go there.
I do think his legacy was a little tarnished in terms of. I mean, it's one of those. It's kind of a similar situation with Messi, where it's like Barcelona once again have arguably the greatest player of said generation.
Yeah.
And let him go for nothing. Dino went for what? What was it like? A portion of what he was actually valued. He's coming off the best year he ever had, and they gave him up for what, like 20 million at the time?
Obviously, Barca is a very poorly run club, and they've been hiding it for a long, long time. And now it is just finally starting to come out. They're finally starting to feel the effects of all the nonsense they did.
It's actually crazy.
Yep. A lot of people are speculating that they didn't care at first because their idea was we can spend this all money and just recoup it in the Super League. So we can do whatever we want. Take all the loans we want, it won't matter. But when there's no Super League, now you're going to have to start to deal with these repercussions.
Not even that. I think them as a club have gone incredibly lucky with some of their personnel. Like, you don't find a trio tandem of Iniesta, Xavi, and Sergio Busquets.
Yeah,
you don't find that, and then you don't find a kid from Argentina genuinely saved that club 20 years of misfortune. Because let's face it, if it wasn't for Messi, Dino leaving, I don't see anyone else taking the reins.
No, but I think, but what Barca used to be able to do is get a player at the right age that gets groomed by who's leaving, right?
Correct.
So Dino groomed Messi, and they were supposed to get someone from Messi to groom. They tried, I'm assuming. They tried with a number of people. I think Dembele was supposed to be that. That failed. I think friggin' Ansu Fati was supposed to be
I don't think Ansu Fati failed. I don't think he failed yet. Well, he failed in terms of Messi's gone and there's no one to mentor him.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like the project.
Can I just say, Barcelona paid us actual money. Dortmund. They paid actual money to Dortmund for Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah, 130 million.
Holy shit.
If Grealish goes for 100 with the English tax in the same window as Sancho goes for 80, Dembele is like 45 tops.
Oh, 100%. 100%. That's not even a debate. Like, full credit to Dembele. The season he did leave. Mm-hmm. You know what the crazy thing is? Mm-hmm. We sold him at a discount because he wanted to leave. Mm-hmm. There was a falling out with the club, and we sold him at a discount for that price. 130, I think. His full credit to him, he had a wicked season that year.
Yeah.
That was arguably one of the funnest seasons I've seen in a Dortmund shirt. Mm-hmm. Maybe Royce in 2017-18 and Sancho 19-20. Mm-hmm. That was a crazy year by Dembele. But yeah, it's like you said, like back to our conversation. They just royally fucked up this time.
Bad. Think about how much money they were spent on everybody. Dembele, Suarez, even freaking Griezmann.
Griezmann went for 100, north of 100.
That's a lot of money, bro. Arsenal just spent 50 on Ben White, the defender.
And people are losing their minds.
That hurts, bro. I'm like, holy, that's so much money.
But you know what the thing that Barcelona kind of, it's not even those mega deals, because a club of Barcelona's pedigree, mm-hmm. clearly what I'm about to say, like, obviously I'm going to contradict myself, because I'm saying right now, they were the right signings at the time. Barcelona, in their mind, says, we're going to splash this money, and they expected these players to turn out. When they splashed out on Griezmann, he was one of the most exciting players on the planet. When they bought Dembele, he literally ripped through the Bundesliga mm-hmm. at the most like elite levels. It's like, they're making the signings. It's It's the signings like Pjanic, like Umtiti,
Rakitic.
You know what I mean? It's those not headline signings. It's those
Vidal.
$55 million, $60 million signings that really fuck him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they spend a lot of money on a lot of different people, man. I don't see. You have to come to a point where mistakes can't no longer happen, or you're gonna have to start making less risky mistakes, right? Mm-hmm. So spending 130 million on a player and then it not working out, okay, mistake. You put that in your risk budget. That's fine. Doing it again, and then again, and then again.
Yeah.
At some point you're gonna be like, okay, listen, let's try. Maybe we only go 60 this time, and then see what happens. But and let's get someone who's for 60.
Do you know what kind of not? This is the thing that confuses me about Barcelona. Mm-hmm. And if I'm wrong, slay me. Like I'm genuinely okay with being slayed. My thing is, if you really think about it, throughout Barcelona's history, their best players weren't mega signings. Puyol came from the ranks. Xavi and Iniesta came from the ranks. Messi came from Argentina for pennies. Dinho came from PSG from what? Just under 11 million, was it?
I don't even know.
It was some. At the time, it was like, to get put into perspective, at the time of his transfer, it's like a $30 million transfer now, right? Can we agree on that? It's like these crazy talents. Eto'o didn't go for a lot. What did they get Henry for?
He was, I'm going to say somewhere in the region of like 20-ish, maybe 30. Some 20-ish, I think.
Right? It was like, was it an expiring deal or something like that?
Yeah, I remember. Good.
Like, given he didn't play there long, but that's what I'm talking about. It's like,
bro, they won the league when he's there, so that's all that matters.
Their greatest players throughout their history came from nothing.
The only ones I would say, the big money signings that they paid was Suarez, Neymar.
Okay. Yes.
Ter Stegen.
Ter Stegen wasn't even that big of a signing, though. For a goalkeeper. For a goalkeeper, fair enough. It
was a lot for a keeper. And
was that it?
That's it. I'm trying to think if any of their midfielders like lit the world on fire since Xavi.
De Jong, no.
Yeah, but did that work? Is that considered?
I mean, he is one of their better players. Okay, I feel like he is one of their better players.
Well, then yes, then I'll give it to him. I just don't know. That's why I asked if it worked. So that's why.
Okay, so 100.
So if it worked,
it
worked.
This is putting you on the spot because I've been thinking about this question a lot.
Yeah.
How do you fix them? How do you fix
what they're gonna have to do now?
Because to be fair, I'm thinking about this is like a really weird thing off podcast. Matchy's lifestyle. I might put Messi into free agency on FIFA. Give myself a challenge where I need to. I start at zero transfer money for Barcelona,
trying to afford him again,
and try to rebuild Barcelona from like that. Like that'd be a fun career mode in FIFA. But like outside of like so that's where this question comes up. How do you fix Barcelona?
Well, what they should have done. Let's start there. Is sell Messi last season for the 400 or whatever the fuck he was going for, right?
Was anyone going to buy them?
PSG probably would have. Not even gonna lie. But I don't know if anyone was going to, but people were saying he's up for sale, and then it was things. So whether or not it was going to happen or not, they should have done that. Or if they were going to let him to go for free now, 2 years ago when his contract was up, or whenever that last time he was about to leave they should just let him go then. Because what did they accomplish when he stayed?
He got slaughtered by Barca. Didn't they win the league though?
They might have won the league once, but I don't. But this is what I'm saying. Like, does that matter anymore? I feel like for Barca, like that's just a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like when Atletico won, yes, that matters, right? Because they overcame the Giants, right? But for Madrid and Barca, like yes, you want to win the league, but like the thing that shows like real success, I think there is the Champions League, right? So like they didn't even come close either time with him there. So like it didn't really, in my opinion, maybe the league's important. I don't know. It is important because money reasons, but obviously that didn't help. So
another question is people are saying that Messi, like in this press conference, Messi mentioned that the contract was done.
Yeah.
They signed the contract.
Because I remember they
but
said
La
that.
Liga said no. Now, if I'm La Liga in this situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not bypass or give leeway to Barcelona? And I know it's not fair, but you're arguably the most marketable star in your league since Ronaldo left.
I don't know.
Is leaving. Dude, is it crazy outside the possibility that you could see a significant fall from La Liga?
No, you definitely will. 100%. You're going to see a big jump in people watching League One. Because even before Neymar went to League One, never heard anyone talk about League One at all.
Yeah.
Right? Not really. Like, obviously, like the people who like watch, and they usually, I'm gonna say it, Farmers League, right? This is what they use League One for. They literally said, "Oh, this player is so good in League One, we should get him." That's the only time League One conversations came up, right? But when Neymar then it became a different conversation. They became more of a staple in the Champions League, so they probably attract more viewers. Now Messi's gonna attract more viewers. So yes, I do think La Liga's gonna lose a lot. They lost a lot when Ronaldo left, and then they're probably gonna lose a lot more with Messi left. And who their marketable star is, I don't know who it is, because there's stories that they want to give Aguero number 10, but Aguero, even if
Aguero said he doesn't want to play there because they've promised him playtime with Messi, and
I saw that.
Is Aguero technically Aguero's not even registered?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I was very interested to know if he could actually get out of his contract, and I wonder if he can. And they're trying to give him the number 10 to make sure he doesn't do that.
What I'm thinking is this a situation where Aguero, if Barcelona fuck themselves even more in terms of Aguero signs this contract, Barca can't field him, and he refuses to be a part of the club. Since that's not technically contract termination, does Barcelona still have to pay Aguero?
Well, if they can't field him, I guess he just has to show up to practice and like, I guess half-ass practice.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess so, if that's what he wants to do. But I feel like he doesn't want to do that.
To play.
I feel like he wants to play. He's a competitor, right? He wanted to win. He wanted to go with this boy. He's only played in like international level. He's like, I really want to do it at the club level. Then Messi's like, sorry, and then he had to go. Right? A lot of things happen. At the end of the day, it's Barca's fault. I understand 100%. Your point of view, because I feel like, say if it was the NBA and this was like a LeBron situation, they might find a way to make sure he's good.
But I understand La Liga even was. I have the actual quotes on my phone. And I didn't think about it, but like La Liga into what's the word when you like sub comment?
Subreddit?
No, it's like when you.
Oh, like subtweet?
No. So when you want to quote something, but you don't paraphrase. Yeah. So to paraphrase La Liga's situation, they said, we understand Messi's our biggest star, but this is no longer our problem. This is Barcelona's problem.
It is Barcelona's problem. If they already have two players they can't register, even without Messi, it's 100% Barca's fault.
And I like...
Oof, and what are you even going to do? Which one of their play? They're literally giving Coutinho away and cannot sell this guy. Yeah. Again, 100+ million.
To be fair, if I'm Dortmund and I see Coutinho up for pennies, if I can negotiate with him, be like, you played in the Bundesliga for Bayern, you know what it like. You've been good enough to play here. Take a pay cut, dude. You've made your money. Just take a pay cut and come play.
Yo, honestly, when I saw like 15 million or whatever it was for Coutinho, I was like, yo, that's tempting, bro. Yo, what have you like? I'm like, I don't know though, but like, I'm like, no. But also, if it happened, and
we need a creative outlet. Like
we do.
Royce has hard miles on his body. Royce has hard miles on his body. He has injured miles. I mean, depth. Coutinho. I'd be down.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It was the same thing when they said, what's his face? Isco's getting sold for pennies too, bro. Wants to get sold for pennies too.
So, a question for you. Who did it? it's obvious that Barcelona did it worse. Like, this is not a stupid question, but like coping with the loss of Messi for Barca and coping with the loss of Ronaldo for Madrid.
Well, I mean, Madrid.
I think Madrid positioned themselves to be in a better position than Barcelona, and it's also they're not broke, but
I mean they're not swimming in cash either. They can't really make no signings either.
That's what happens when you spend 180 on Hazard.
That's what it is. But think of it this way: everyone, like 2 years ago, everyone was shitting all over Madrid for their transfer business, saying, "Oh, they're broke now. They can't sign any players." Blah 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 blah. And then this time, Barca was splurging cash. Like, come on, what? We paid 100 for however many they paid for Suarez. We paid that. Whatever. Let him go for free. Doesn't matter. He's old. He's old. Doesn't matter, right? Loaning out Coutinho, letting him clap you guys up in the Champions League.
And then the crazy thing is you have to pay Bayern because of that. Oh my gosh.
Yep. And all these things, but now look who's, I don't know, from what it looks like from the outside and on paper, Madrid is definitely the ones laughing. I mean, at this point, Atletico is the ones laughing.
Yeah.
Because they just they just low key.
I think like maybe not even Atletico, because Atletico has kind of maintained their team without buying. Like they've bought, but they haven't had to panic sell. They haven't had to sell for the sake of, oh shit, we need money. Sell. Yeah. The clubs that I'm really excited for, because like let's say the Giants are gonna fall from La Liga, and that's just it's inevitable at this point. Real Madrid and Barcelona are eventually going to start dropping in the ranks. There's predictions as far as Barcelona finishing 10th by analysts.
No. Come on now. I know they lost Messi, but look at their team still, bro. They're not. It's not like they're bums, bro.
They got Griezmann, Braithwaite. Is that his name?
Braithwaite, whatever.
Braithwaite and Ousmane Dembele as your top three.
I forgot. I just spent like fucking 50 million on Braithwaite too, or however much now he spent money on.
I don't.
I forgot about that.
Your three center midfielders are De Jong, Sergio, and who? Rakitic? Pjanic? No, Rakitic doesn't play there anymore. Pjanic. And then you have your back four consisting of Piqué, Umtiti, Sergio Roberto.
On paper, they are the third best team in the league, I think, without Messi.
Think so?
Yeah, I think Atletico Madrid is still.
I think Atletico Madrid took that.
Then Madrid is 2, and then Barca's 3rd.
But like I said, to finish my point, I'm excited for the teams like Real Sociedad, who I think, and Sevilla, who are really going to start making a push. No, I think they smell blood.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, sure. It would be exciting if that were to happen. But just how La Liga's been going for all these years, I don't know. Because all of these clubs are still where Atletico was like 6 years ago. They're still feeder clubs.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, fair enough.
I don't know what happened to Atletico, because they were a feeder club for so long, and then all of a sudden they're dropping 100 on friggin' Yao Felix. Like, I don't know when the switch happened.
I think it was first of all, consistent Champions League football. Mm-hmm. Well, they made back-to-back finals, no? No, they made one final against Madrid. Mm-hmm. They won the league. They sold Griezmann. Mm-hmm. They sold Godin.
Mm-hmm. In all that time, they had, let's say, Falcao. They sold, before that, Torres, Falcao, Aguero, would you say Griezmann?
And then they also...
Diego Costa.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I think Atletico do really, really well, they do very smart business. Mm-hmm. Suarez is an old guy. Mm-hmm. Barca let him go for nothing, so Atletico picked him up for nothing. Mm-hmm. Tore up the league. And it's like, league, would you rather have two $50 million players? Given I don't think Felix worked out, I don't think he will work out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's okay to say that at this point. I know he's still young. Full credit to him. Hope he has a good career. It was the wrong $100 million move.
No, it was.
But point is, buying Suarez for nothing allows Atletico to take that Barcelona risk of $100 million per player.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. That makes sense too.
So it's kind of like that kind of business side of things.
And then there's PSG too, though. They've spent a total of 54 million for Messi, Donnarumma,
Ramos.
Hakimi, Ramos, and Wijnaldum.
That is insane. That is a FIFA career mode. That's one of those. That's one of those you take over the team in the first year, and you're just like,
oh, that's when you go. You just press search button, find all the players with 6 months remaining on their contract, and then you do pre-contracts with all of them.
That's all they did. Speaking of Hakimi, because he came from Inter.
Yeah.
Inter just won the league, and it just shows you the state of football.
Yeah.
Just shows you that like you can win the league, and because of financial hardships, you are forced to sell your entire team.
It is ridiculous.
Lukaku just sold for 115, was it? Hakimi left for just under 50 or 50 exactly.
Yeah.
Spurs just like literally this morning I was reading on Twitter. Lautaro Martinez is going to Spurs. I know you really wanted him at Arsenal. Sorry about that, buddy.
I didn't say I really wanted him. Listen, I don't know anything about this guy. He might be nasty. I hear he's great, which is great. The only thing that bothers me about this is that I've been hearing consistent rumors for like 2 straight weeks that Arsenal were going in for this guy. And then nothing. One bid was rejected. They're trying this and this, but they're not really doing this. They're interested still, but they don't really know. And then all of a sudden, bids accepted from Spurs. I was like, excuse me?
I understand. And it's like, you know what the frustrating thing is about Arsenal especially? Is they're doing I think Arsenal's pedigree kind of forces selling clubs to up their price a little bit more for the likes of Arsenal. To give you an example, if Arsenal wanted to buy Malen from PSV, Dortmund ended up paying 30, just under 30. It was like 29.9.
Mm-hmm.
If Arsenal wanted Malen, that price isn't 30. That price is 38, 39, 40.
You think?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I think that's with every Premier League club. Man U goes for Malen. You don't tell me PSV's not jacking that price up to 50.
That's interesting.
I really do believe that. So when it's a club like Arsenal, and like I feel like Arsenal try to conduct business like they are a Dortmund, like they are a Red Bull Leipzig, where they think they can get these players for 30 million, when in actuality, teams are jacking up the price to 39, 40 million. And one thing that I'm kind of... Arsenal, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like Arsenal throughout my lifetime was always the club that was $5 million, $10 million off a transfer that fell through because they weren't willing to pay it.
Yeah.
If you want to compete, don't you just fork out the extra $5 million?
Listen, yes, right? Yes. Okay. And that's what the always problem is. And you saying that Arsenal are, what did you say? Something about like they're not hoping, they're trying to sign players or they're acting like they're a Dortmund, right? Yeah. I don't even think that's what it is. I think the board is like, listen, y'all got this much. And then now they're just like, damn, we really need this player. I mean, maybe they'll take it, give him this much. I don't know. That's what it seems like they're doing. All right. It doesn't even seem like they're going in with a legitimate game plan. What might happen, which is what I'm hoping will happen with like maybe cases of Madison or... Good
signing, by the way, for you guys.
If we get him.
If you guys get him.
If. Very big if. Okay? Don't even get me started. But... is like, because what we did with twice, what we did with Lacazette is last second we just bided our time. As soon as Athletic got the ban, snapped them up. And then same thing with Partey, bided our time. Last second release clause, we already talked to him, they didn't know, snapped them up, done. Right? So things like that, if that's what we're gonna do, I mean, I guess that's good, but at the same time it's annoying because the season starts next week. And we've signed one starter when we needed 5 going into the season.
Dortmund's in the same position. I think the entire world has been the entire Dortmund world have been preaching for a new center back. We have Mats Hummels, who's 32. Emre Can is a center midfielder playing center back for us, and we have one fit center back to start the year, and it's Akanji. We've been praying for a center back. We didn't need Malen. But the idea was, we're going to need a Sancho replacement. But the thing with Dortmund is I feel people fail to realize that we had a Sancho replacement. He's in our youth ranks. You know? Like Gio Reyna is our Sancho replacement. Youssoufa Moukoko can play on the wing. Thorgan Hazard played almost 0 minutes last year because of an injury. He ripped the Euro Cup.
Yeah, he did.
That's your Sancho replacement right there.
He did.
And it's like, I don't know. I'm really... It's weird how clubs run, and it's I think a lot of social media pressure.
Yeah, but I feel bad, right? Because sometimes I don't feel bad. Like sometimes I'm like thinking, I was like, I'm just a fan. Okay, like obviously I don't have these analytic numbers that these guys are working with, so maybe it's me, right? But then I see these clubs make all these decisions and then fail miserably constantly. Then I'm like, okay, so it's not me then. Either I'm right or we're both wrong, okay? Because there's no way you're right at this point. Because, again, I understand why we bought Ben White. Because Arteta's big at playing out from the back. Ben White's really good on the ball, and he's pretty quick on the ball, and he has good passing ability, which we lost when David Luiz left, right? But we had a direct, ready replacement that's been on loan for 2 years in Saliba. But instead of investing where we absolutely needed, in the CDM position, the cam position, we need a right back because Bellerin's our only one, right? Instead of those 3, we spent 50 on Ben White. Now, if we did that, still get Maddison and a striker or a right back, then great. I'm cool, fine, whatever. But if we spend 50 million on Maddison on White and it ends at the end of the month and that's it,
then we got a problem.
That's an issue.
And
right?
it's like no disrespect to Ben White, but does 50 million on Ben White propel you 1 to 2 spots on the table?
Not by himself.
That's what I'm talking about. That's kind of been my kind of dilemma with Dortmund, where it's like we'd buy players, like we'd buy cheap players, we'd make them stars, and they'd be at the peak of their prowess, and we'd still come in second. And then we would sell them, and then it'd be like all this panic to go in, like, how are we going to replace Sancho? How are we going to replace Levy, right, at the time?
But in reality, you needed someone else, and now you're looking for a replacement.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like yeah. I understand that, you know, our club's history has been relatively troubled financially, but it's like, it's one of those perfect example. The whole Aubameyang saga. Aubameyang was at the peak of his career, right? We had Ousmane Dembele at the same time, and it's like this was the best I've seen Dortmund in since the 2013 run. We come in second. Shit. Aubameyang leaves. Ousmane Dembele leaves. All this panic sets in. It's like, no, we were supposed to compete for the league, and now we might not even make Champions League. We signed, post Aubameyang, we signed Michy Batshuayi on loan, and a 16-year-old Jadon Sancho. Okay. And we still came in second. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's this, I feel like clubs are so quick, and it's like social media is so quick to panic. I feel like that's kind of where your perspective it's like your ideology fuses with mine, where it's like, am I the wrong one in this situation? Am I stupid in this situation? Because we just sold Sancho, and it's like I see so many holes in this club, but maybe the board, and this is the wrong way to look at this club and this board, but I guarantee you the board's sitting there and thinking, we're still going to come in second.
Okay, that's great, but don't you want to win?
Do, but listen,
listen, this is just one season. Just Like Holland, but you sold Sancho, so it doesn't work, right? So you replace Sancho, right? But now you have your replacement. You have Malen and Holland playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how about next season? Let's just do something crazy. Let's just keep Holland there, and then buy one player. We'll buy one more player that you need without selling your star, and dude, maybe you'll get first.
I wish. But here's the problem. I'm gonna I'm gonna rewatch this and slap myself in the face. Dortmund, they are known for selling players. Haaland is like, listen, we don't have. You said this when we had that Farmers League argument. You said it best. I never admitted it. I'll admit it to your face now. You said it best. Where it's Dortmund if you're Erling Haaland and you play for Dortmund, you could be. He is the best generational talent coming up. I don't think Mbappe's better. I don't. I want to add to that, by the way. I'm just going to finish this point and then we're going to... So, Haaland, you are Erling Haaland. You are the greatest generational talent in the world right now. You're playing for Dortmund. Someone triggers your release clause. That someone is Barca, Madrid. Okay, maybe not Barca, but Madrid, PSG, City. I know Chelsea's in the runnings. Liverpool's in the runnings. All these clubs. Can Dortmund's drive compete with the other clubs in terms of obtaining Haaland's interest into staying? Because we could do whatever we want. Point is, if a club does what Arsenal did with Partey, bam, here's your 75 million, because this is the one thing. I have so many thoughts in my head. So it's like, if someone says, bam, 75 million, hey, Haaland, come to us. I don't think Haaland as an individual will sit there and be like, oh, I really love your 500,000 a week, Madrid, but I'm going to stay with the Yellows. I just don't think that's happening.
That's why you need a player like him to have a Royce mentality. You need one, right?
We have Royce. We had one for,
but that doesn't count because he's played like 4 games in 10 years, bro.
No.
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. He's always injured.
He's had a problem. Now he's very healthy, but he's had a problem with injuries. I agree.
Very long issue
during his prime.
So exactly. 100%. So that's what I'm saying. You need a player in their prime to be like, no, we're going to build this team. Because when you have a player like Haaland staying there, that attracts other players to be like, damn, I want to go play with a guy like that. But if now, as long as you keep moving these players on, then now Dortmund is just seen as like a stepping stone to the higher grade.
I agree with what you're saying.
So it's like, but again, like we were just talking about Atletico. Atletico sold one world-class striker a year for like 10 years straight. Okay? So
you're doing the same thing. Levy, Aubameyang, Haaland.
Exactly. So, but look at them now. That's what I'm saying. And we are starting to see Bayern spent a lot of money on Sané. You guys spent 30 million on someone who's not. Like, usually for you guys to spend 30 million,
it's a lot.
It's got to be like an established guy, right?
So that's one thing. It's like, right? I didn't like when the price tag for Malen came out. I was like, ooh, 30 million. But then I'm like, we're trying to compete for Champions League. This should not be my concern.
Exactly. But that being said, I think that's a good sign that you guys are starting to spend. And you spent before you made anything. You knew you were selling Sancho.
Oh, yeah.
But usually you guys have to sell and then think.
No, you're right.
Which means you guys are starting to build up a little bit.
So back to that thing you mentioned about having a player like Haaland's caliber stay with the one hope I have. One hope I don't think Haaland's that guy. I just don't. I think Haaland will leave. I think he will leave the club. Remember how 3 episodes ago I said I was really upset. I mentioned in our group chat, I was very upset that Dortmund rejected Chelsea's 150 million offer. Because I thought we could get 150 million now. Next year, we're going to get 75.
But where is he going to go?
He's going to go to Chelsea.
Chelsea just spent.
No, but I'm saying we
no
like,
now, but I'm saying next year.
Man U. I think Man U's a play. I think Man U's where he's gonna go. I don't think Madrid's gonna afford him. I think Madrid's gonna go after Mbappe. Barca can't afford anyone. PSG is gonna have City.
But but now they have to decide between Haaland and Kane.
And I think Pep wants a Kane.
Well, Kane's a safer bet right now, right?
Yeah.
But
the other thing is with Kane, you are paying 110, 120. Haaland, you're initiating a 75 million release clause.
Mm-hmm. But I don't even know. Is Kane going now? Because if City buy Kane now, then they're out of running for Haaland next season too.
And if that's the case, then what, Man U? Man U or Haaland stays? I guess
they don't have a striker. I'm
thinking Man U only because they have one domino that's, I think, bigger than anything ever.
What's that?
Haaland, listen, you had your best career playing beside Jadon Sancho. Come
get Sancho's to
come play with Sancho.
That's how we got Aubameyang. We use Mkhitaryan together.
Right?
Yeah. No, I understand that, but I guess Man U, yes, because they're the only ones without a striker.
And I feel like that,
bro. What if Arsenal get him, bro? You never know, man. Listen,
all I'm saying.
Listen, bro, because if we were about to spend 77 on friggin' Martinez, that's less. I mean, that's more
than Haaland. And I'm thinking you will you will see a lot of clubs go for Haaland that normally shouldn't even be in the conversation. I think you're going to see Spurs going for Haaland.
You should see freaking Aston Villa. At this rate, Aston Villa.
Oh, you're going to see clubs like Aston Villa. You're going to see Arsenal going for it. You're going to see Bayern going for Haaland. Mm-hmm. Oh, Bayern's going to fucking hound on him. Red Bull Leipzig. I don't think Haaland's going to go to them.
I think he's going abroad somewhere.
One thing I do think Dortmund do have is he's found immense success here in Dortmund. Immense. If we can win the league this year, like the one thing I was talking about with I was venting my frustration about prior to this conversation. I was saying I was pissed that we didn't sell him for 150 because next year we're going to sell him for 75. That's just over 80 million loss, right? And it's like I was really upset. And then yesterday I was watching the DFB Pokal and I'm like, thank God we didn't sell him. Holy shit.
Exactly.
He is an animal, dude.
Exactly.
And it's like, if we could win the league and make serious noise, and I'm not talking the typical make it to the quarters and get our ass handed to us by PSG or Man City. If we can make it to the quarters and beat a club like Man City, beat a club like PSG, make it to the semis and lose in pens, even if we lose in pens in the semis, but like we're right there, like we could see the final or even make it to the finals.
Yeah.
Maybe his best friend is Gio Reyna right now. Maybe we can keep him. I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't see it. That's assuming it's up to him.
I don't see it.
That's assuming it's up to him. So because Dortmund really seem like they're like, listen, this is a lot of money, and you might just have to bounce. You know what I mean? Depending on, I don't know what the financial, but if they can reject 150 from Chelsea, that's a good sign.
That's the one thing I'm very impressed. If you went to us 5 years ago, even as early as 4 years ago, and if someone hit us with 150 million, I think we'd fall in our chairs.
Yeah,
be like, that's what we do with Dembele. Dude, he wanted to leave the club. I think we were settling on like 80 asking price. And there was a bidding war between, I think it was PSG at the time and Barcelona. And Barcelona offered 130 and we've almost lost our minds. We whipped out the checkbooks as fast as possible.
I think if Dembele went to PSG, his career would have been vastly different.
I think so too. I think it would have been a little bit forgotten though.
Yeah, maybe.
So remember how you said, this was literally like going all the way back. I'm like recycling this conversation. When you said we need to find a generational player like Royce, like Haaland's level, but with Royce's mentality. Yeah. One player that I kind of have immense hope for is that Youssoufa Moukoko kid.
Because he's from
Dortmund. He's German kid. Well, Cameroonian, but raised in German. Has deep bonds with the club.
Better get him on the pitch quick, though. That's what I'm saying.
He had his debut last season. He's going to be a backup to Haaland this year.
Okay. I'm just making sure, bro.
16.
Because, man, Arsenal let Gnabry away because he wasn't ready to play, right? And then they're like, nah, man, you're just going to have to go.
Yeah, I think the mentalities between Dortmund and Arsenal are vastly different. I think Dortmund are you want a chance, kid? Come on, go out and take it.
Well, that's our whole friggin' club now is made out of our academy players.
Doesn't it feel good, though?
It does. It's great.
Doesn't it feel good? Like, you'll sacrifice a few years of winning, but it's going to feel good. They were
our best players. That's what I'm saying. Like, usually when you play your youngsters, you accept some risk, but it was them outperforming every single big money signing we had last season.
Yeah, and that's... So... We talked about all that. Mm-hmm. We did not mention Jack Grealish. What do you think?
I think, listen, people were saying that 100 million was a lot. It is. And I don't think necessarily he should have went for that much per se. But the reason why I think it was that price is because you see how fast that he did that deal? That thing was signed, sealed, and delivered in like 2 days.
Oh, that was from the moment rumors arose to the moment he had his jersey number was probably the fastest transfer I've seen in my life.
I was like, holy, bro. So I really think it's just like Pep is just like, I want him now. Pay them what they ask. I don't care. Like, we gotta get this like done quick. So I think that's reason because it literally looked like there was no negotiation at all.
There wasn't.
They were just like yes, done. Right?
Like this, it was one of those. Hello, hey Austin, Austin Villa.
100 million.
How much do you want? 100 million. Okay. Can we send a taxi? Huh? Yeah, we're sending a taxi over right now. I'll transfer you. Okay, bye.
Oh my god.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And Grealish went, did his medical and shit. Next day, boom, there, just like that.
It's like, hey, here's number 10.
Listen, Ben White. We were linked with Ben White from day one of the transfer window.
Same with Dortmund and Ball.
Freaking signed last week. This is the shit.
Dude, it was a $30 million signing, and I think we were bickering and arguing because we wanted to pay 25 and they wanted like 35, and it took a month to meet in the middle at 30.
This is the shit that I'm talking about. So that's when you have money, and even friggin' Chelsea, they were negotiating a bit, but it's done. If he gets assigned next week, that's 1 week.
Yeah. Lukaku, you're talking about Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku, right? That's 1 week.
Yeah.
Done. That must feel good, bro.
Buddy, it's the one thing I think I'm a little surprised. In terms of like, I understand it was COVID. The financial situation for most clubs are kind of
up in the air,
kind of inconsistent amongst clubs. I gotta say, man, I think Aston Villa could have squeezed out a little bit more.
Probably.
I think Grealish had insane hype. Remember when you said last episode you said, last year it was Mbappe, Haaland, they can do no wrong. Mm-hmm. I think that's gonna be Grealish this year.
Think of it this way. This is my conspiracy theory.
On the other hand, before you continue, on the other hand, I think this is going to be the year where Mbappe is labeled a fraud. I think this year Mbappe is going to get his shit rocked by social media. I don't know. I just feel like...
For what though?
Social media is a weird thing. You're going to see it, man. I don't know. Mbappe is going to finish the league with...
This guy's going to score 25 goals and everyone's going to call him trash.
I don't think so. I think if he's going to have an off year... There's a lot of controversy surrounding him.
But what's off?
I think maybe like 7 goals.
Okay, but even if he does that, think of it this way. You're sharing goals at this point between him, Messi, Neymar, Di Maria.
And it's going to be like, but you're playing with Messi, Neymar, Di Maria, and you only max 7 goals?
Yeah, but that's because Messi scored 2. Like, if Messi already scored 2 that game, I can't score 2 also, okay? We're not going to go and win 7-0 every single game. Because Neymar needs to score a couple. I got to score a couple. Messi's going to go. I think all of their numbers will drop. I think all 3 of their numbers are going to drop.
Maybe. Or they just tear up the league 8-0. But at that point, at 6-0 in a professional footy game, I think at that point everyone kind of...
Yeah. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't. I think PSG is gonna struggle a lot more than people think.
Really?
Yeah, in the league, I don't think they'll lose because if they have this and lose the league,
No,
like
there's gonna be a
at
lot
this
of
point,
questions.
it's a failure if they lose the Champions League. But if they lose the league, you gotta sell the club.
Oh yeah, no. At that point, like that club deserves to be Barcelona. Yeah. So continue with what you were gonna say.
So this is my conspiracy theory brain. But what if? Because the whole entire Euros, everyone's like, why don't you play Grealish? This makes no sense. You bring him on for 20 minutes, gets assist instantly.
Yeah.
And then you're struggling for goals, still won't bring him on. Why you don't start Grealish? No one understands this. They make it to the finals, brings on Grealish at the very end, and everyone's like, listen, you were struggling to score the whole time. Why don't you bring Grealish? If they did play Grealish, and he played consistently as what he looked like when he came off the bench, 100 million would have been enough. I think Pep made a little call.
Really,
Call in England, and
that
like,
makes. I don't think
I don't think it's actually that, but that would be funny.
that would be Man City sliding. What's the manager's name?
Southgate.
Sliding him some money. Hey, we need Grealish this year. No, I don't know, man. I don't love the bold statement.
No, I don't
love
think.
It. I think it's so sick.
It'd been fun if that's actually like a possibility.
If it came out like that,
yeah, it would be fun. Very interesting. But
I just didn't think that's managerial incompetence.
No, it's just he loves the.
Whoa!
He loves the defensive.
The light just went off.
Yeah, because
the PlayStation went to
sleep mode. Yeah,
well, we're gonna finish the podcast like this.
Yeah,
that tripped me out. Holy! But yeah, I think that's just we have like 9 minutes left. I just think that's managerial incompetence.
Yeah, me too. It would have just been fun if that's what the reason was.
So there's one more thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, hit me.
It was about Chelsea. Oh no! So this is going back to Barcelona. Right now on Twitter, you have a lot of people saying, "Oh, I feel bad for Barcelona fans," or "I'm a Barca fan, feel bad for me," or this that. So I don't feel bad for you.
You know how many of our top players I've lost?
Dude, you know how it's like I don't feel bad for you because you know how many clubs you bullied.
Yeah, there's that. You steal everyone's top players.
You want me to feel bad for you? You have like 4 Champions Leagues in the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot of Champions. Like Dortmund have
saying.
one in their existence. It's a lot of Champions Leagues.
It's not. Think of it. Thierry Henry came to us, had a long career, became a club legend, brought us to an undefeated season, was an all-time top goal scorer, and you guys just took him. Yeah. You guys just took him one.
And
day.
You want me to feel bad for you?
And you want me to feel bad?
No.
Preposterous.
No.
Come on.
Yeah. So it's like I don't know. I think it'd be a very interesting storyline to see AC Milan type situation with Barcelona. We're just the rags.
Could see it. Honestly, I never say never. Because like Newcastle United used to be the biggest friggin' club in the world almost. Mm-hmm. And look at them now. Right? So it can happen to anyone at any point. So I'm not going to say anything. Liverpool was dangerously close to that before Klopp got there.
100%.
Right? So like there's a lot of...
Dortmund were a £2 million loan from Bayern Munich away from
relegation pretty much. Right?
No, from bankruptcy.
Yeah, but don't you guys just relegate it?
No, your club gets disbanded in the German.
Oh shit, that's good.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
well, I guess you guys owe them all the players. All the players they take from you guys.
No. I think Lewandowski alone pays that debt. Don't you agree?
I don't know, man.
I think giving them Lewandowski for free that paid the debt.
But see, this is my issue. This is always going to be my issue. It's Lewandowski changed Bayern from a team that wins everything to a team that wins everything.
More. No.
They did win more.
Lewandowski changed Bayern from a team that was very good and won most things to a team that is you draw them in Champions League and you go, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like before Levy came there, when Dortmund Bayern had its dominance and Dortmund matched them in the Champions League finals, for example, or the DFB Pokal semifinals, I'd be like, we got this. I think we could do it. Now Dortmund. Now I'm looking at the schedule and I'm thinking, okay, we're versing Bayern then. Okay, if we drop 6 points, we have to make it up here. You know what I mean? Yeah. If we could get 1 point out of those that's what Bayern is now.
Right.
Bayern is now, if we can get 1 point against Bayern, have a near perfect season, and if Bayern can have an off month, we can win the league. You realize how pathetic that sounds to a Dortmund fan? It's like, to win the league for Dortmund, we need to be near perfect, and we got to hope for a really bad Bayern month.
How many games in the
32.
32. So you're like, we win 30 games, and we won the league. What about the other two? Those are Bayern. We win 30 games. We win 30 games. And we got the league.
We just hope, because Bundesliga has a weird thing where teams don't play to lose, they play to win. So if Bayern, bench Levy, he's injured. You saw it against PSG. They don't really have another offensive threat.
I wonder why they don't get one.
Like a backup? I don't think they need to.
Choupo-Moting, bro. You saw what the best he can do.
It's also really hard to sell up. Like, let's say you have to buy a competent player to be Lewandowski's backup.
Bro, they spent $50 million in 20 years. They can afford to have 3 strikers.
I understand. But the thing with if you're a player,
yeah.
If I'm a half decent player, if I'm not Choupo-Moting, let's say a backup, they want a competent backup who's an example? Quick. Lacazette.
Sure, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about go for someone young. I'm talking about a young player
that's what I'm talking about.
Take over for Lewandowski. You're not gonna get. Listen, if a young player. Listen, you won't get another Lewandowski. I understand this.
No. But that's the thing. That's the thing I'm talking about. Let's say, let's say you're Bayern and you're trying to sell a player that position. Hey, just letting you know, you're not gonna play a single game all year. You're going to be playing behind Lewandowski?
Listen. But Choupo-Moting, probably they told him that. He ended up playing a lot because Lewandowski got injured, right? And think about this. If you don't have him, you toss and get a young player saying, we're going to get Lewandowski, teach you as much as he knows. He's 30, what now? So
32.
2-3 years from now,
it's your team.
It's your team, right? So then to sell him that, and then it's Bundesliga, right? You're 100% going to get easy games in the season.
Yeah.
You take those chances.
Not only easy games, it's like you are 100% going to get stats.
Yes.
Oh, Bundesliga is the king at fucking stats.
Right. It's not even just that. I just mean on those games, if we're up 2-3-0, there's not really the fear. I mean, it could happen, but most cases Bayern's smart enough to not give up a 3-goal lead, right? So then you can play.
I don't think I've ever seen Bayern give up a 3-goal lead in my life.
Exactly. Right? So then in those games, you're going to get them on. You're going to get minutes because Bayern were that good. We will get those, so you're going to play. Yeah. And you're going to get those chances. Not
even. I think even at 1-0.
Yeah, you can do that. Plays. You can take off Lewandowski in the 60th minute, give him 30 minutes every now and again, and then you can sell that. And you're at Bayern. You're going to win. It's really easy to sell Bayern to a young talent. Yeah. He may not stay there. That's the risk they're going to have to take. But it's really easy.
No, you're right. You're right. The other thing that Bayern, they don't really need to.
Well, they needed to last season, bro. That's all I'm saying.
But here's the thing. It's like they didn't need to, but if you had Choupo-Moting and let's say you had that kid.
Yeah.
Is that kid prolific enough to put PSG away?
No, I'm not.
I don't think so.
I'm not even saying that this kid is going to change. I'm saying instead of having 2 30-year-old strikers.
Oh, then just have a kid instead, right?
At the very least, you have someone that you can develop.
Fair enough.
Because Choupo-Moting, listen, he's been on every top team, so obviously they're seeing something I'm not, but that's fine, okay? He does the job. He's good in the air, right? He's good at hold-up play, so he has strengths. Arsenal could friggin' do a Choupo-Moting at this point because there's a game. We put in 20+ crosses to Aubameyang.
I've never seen Aubameyang score a headed goal at Dortmund.
What the hell? Anyways, so we have no striker. We sold Giroud, and now none of our strikers can head the ball. Lacazette and Nketiah are like 4'7", and then Aubameyang's head is so skinny he couldn't hit the ball no matter what.
That's the haircut, man. He just wanted the haircut.
Right? And he's weak. He's no way he's out jostling a big ass English center back out of the way to hit the ball. Like, he has scored headers, but they were pretty open, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyways, my point is he has his purpose. I'm just saying, for Bayern, I think you should have someone to develop, because usually Bayern always has the replacements, but they don't have a Levy replacement right now.
Right now, they don't know.
And I don't know who is that.
Unless
they pull Haaland.
You know what kind of nonsense? You know what kind of nonsense Bayern's gonna pull? They're gonna buy a striker and they're gonna move Levy to like the wing,
left wing back.
They're gonna do that. Anyways, I was gonna talk about Lukaku at Chelsea really quickly. I was gonna wonder, does Lukaku kind of have unfinished business in the Premier League? But it's like, can you say that because he dominated at Everton?
He dominated Everton. He even played good at United. It was just the team setup that I think was the biggest issue. Yeah. A lot of people blamed him. It wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
But
I just want to quickly run that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But hey, maybe he always wanted to succeed at Chelsea, and they didn't give him the chance.
Wasn't Drogba his favorite player?
Yeah, but no, that doesn't make sense. Because yes, but because he could have went back to Chelsea, but then he chose United.
United. Yeah,
so like, no, I don't even. Think
but I do think United at the time was in a better state. Was it or something?
I think he went because of Pogba.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I'm pretty sure he went because of Pogba, which is fine. That's all him. Whatever, it doesn't matter. And a lot of people are on the case of him, like, oh, you're buying back your player for 150 million, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but like, if you take out the fact that he was there at the beginning, signing him at this price in their current situation it's a good signing, right? At the end of the day, bottom line, it's a good signing. It's funny because they sold him off and then got rejected by him,
and then bought him back now.
Right? And now bought him back like 8 years later or whatever.
One thing that I'm kind of surprised about is what are they going to do with Werner? I don't think Werner's a winger. I just don't.
I think you do better on the wing now.
Unless they play a two-striker formation. Timo, we're losing Haaland next year.
I think they were they're opening to sell him, actually.
If you want to come to Dortmund next year, Timo, at a discount. Anyways.
Because Timo, I don't know. Everything in his game is there except for his finishing.
And I think that's just luck. A lot of it's luck.
Listen.
Like, you got to be really unlucky to miss some of the stuff he's missed.
Listen, sir. Yes, you get unlucky sometimes, but you cannot get unlucky for fucking 9 months straight, okay? That's not how it works.
I don't know. I think Timo's going to have a killer year. Anyways, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms. Andre, Machi, Johnny, Patrick, thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing week. We'll see you the same time, same place next week. Bye.
We out.